I'm your host, the Titan of Talk, T.H. Luttrell, and with me today is Mr. Bernard.
Yes, sir.
And Crazy Charlie.
What's up?
We are now the monarchs of movies, the emperors of entertainment.
Kings of the screen.
The Screen Kings, and we got a real great show lined up for you today, including what's our favorite Jokers throughout all media due to considering the new Suicide Squad trailer that just came out. And after that, we got what's next for the Call of Duty franchise since Black Ops 3, past, present, future, where do they have to go next? And then our favorite Oscar wins and craziest snubs throughout the decades. But first, we got some news for you. Star Wars Episode 8, which was set to open May 26, is now being pushed back to December 15th. Instead, the new Pirates of the Caribbean will be opening on that date. Disney says due to the huge success of a late December opening, they want to continue the trend in years to come. Bernard, your thoughts?
I think it makes sense from a financial standpoint. I mean, that's like Christmas for every Star Wars fan, a new movie.
True. I thought it was fun to have it out on that part of the year.
It's good to see all the merchandise out because, this one, there was Star Wars everything, so it makes it really easy, I guess, for
Star
shopping.
Wars tangerines.
Yeah,
Insane.
it really, I guess it really helps the sales
Cuties.
of everything.
What does this mean to you, Crazy Charlie?
I don't give a F. I think they can release it anytime they want. They can release it on 9/11 and people.
Well, I'm saying maybe what you fellas don't grasp is we're going to have to wait like another friggin' 6 months before we get
I can
to
do
see.
that. I can do that.
Well, I mean, people waited 30 years if you skip the trilogy.
That is true. That is true. And also it gives that new guy, what's the director's name? Fact checker Josiah down there, ladies and gentlemen. What's that director's name? Ryan Johnson, bringing us, from what I hear, maybe a Empire Strikes Back type, Star Wars. So, it gives him some more time to prepare. And, I feel the same way as you guys. It really doesn't affect me. I mean, we get Rogue One at the end of next year. So, one a year is good,
Yeah, they're saying Episode 8 is going to be much darker than the Episode 7.
It's going to be interesting. But
Can't wait.
No doubt. But
what was the spread for the original trilogy? The years.
What, like 3? Yeah, like 3 years after.
It was long. It was a long.
Yeah, and we get one every year, so we can't be complaining, right, folks?
Yeah, you can't.
I know we could get on the internet and write a nasty little article to Disney and, saying how we're going to kidnap that mouse.
Yeah, shut up your
do
ass,
things
Walt.
to Yeah, screw Walt. But, like I said, it gives him more time to make a great film, and that's what we want, right? If it takes him another 20 years, at least just keep this trend going. Because I know not everybody liked the first one, but I thought it was pretty good, But anyways, in other news, we have the Suicide Squad trailer. Just came out fresh. And I wanted you guys' thoughts on it. I'm sure you viewed it beforehand. Bernard?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's one of the movies I'm looking forward to mostly of the year, right behind Batman vs. Superman. I thought it really looked good. I'm interested to see how this Joker is going to do. I mean, not just who's playing him? Leo?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. It's not just him. It's just the whole psycho gangster. I don't even know what he's.
He's really like an amalgam of a lot of Jokers before him. He's just bringing it, and that one flash where he's just like sitting in the middle of the floor, and there's like a bunch of knives behind him, and he's just doing that laugh, and it just looks like he's killing it. It makes me super excited for the film. Crazy Charlie?
Well, one more thing.
Go ahead.
All the kids hitting puberty are going to be excited to see Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah. That makes it, but the thing about her was in the trailer, she really wasn't doing a Boston type accent.
No.
I thought, she did it for the whole Wolf of Wall Street, and that's really Harley Quinn's like trademark. And I thought I saw her doing a teaser. I might have been wrong, but it's just weird that they would, recant that.
Yeah, let's hope they do that.
Yeah.
That would be, precisely what they need. And she can do it. So
she is talented. She doesn't need any talent, let's be honest. Yeah. But the fact that she's talented on top of being, gorgeous beyond anything I can comprehend.
All right. Looks like they're bringing a kind of like the old school DC back, like a little more cartoony, a little more, oriented for the 90s, like the way those movies were set up. It looks a little more cartoony, not as serious.
You think it's
maybe.
more campy than?
Maybe. I don't know if that's good or bad for the audience these days, but that's
Yeah,
what I see.
well, it's probably going to be a lot like the new Deadpool coming out. It's probably going to have a I
Good
hope,
comparison. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go freaking Batman and Robin or Batman Forever, but I don't think they're going to go hardcore Blade cutting everybody apart. I think they're going to find a good meaty center there. A good balance between both. I'm hoping. It might come out and it might be garbage. Killer Croc looks cool. And it's cool that they're going there. It's no more Chris Nolan super realistic. They got a freaking human crocodile coming in this movie.
Yeah, this is gonna be his movie debut, wouldn't it? His live action movie debut.
Yeah. I think so. I've only seen him in cartoons and the comics before this. So
The human croc.
yeah, Killer Croc. Yeah, he's in there, and they had Slipknot with pyrotechnics. I'm a big DC fan. I've never heard of this guy. I study the art, but it seems like if I had I don't know this, so there's no spoilers. I'm thinking he's going to be a character that's killed off pretty quick. He's just a throwaway because if I don't know him, and I know a lot of fans out there didn't know him, he's probably going to be a throwaway character. But the trailer, how they had what was it? Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen in the background. Right. It was a really beautiful trailer. Just everything about it. It flowed really well, in my opinion. I know some people like the teaser better, I guess, or whatever it was, but I don't see it. I think this trailer had a lot going for
Who's
it.
going to be the antagonist in the movie? I mean, assuming the villains are the protagonists. Who's the?
Well, if I had to make a guess and knowing nothing, it'd probably be.
Maybe themselves, like amongst themselves, maybe?
Well, they got Amanda Waller. She's the one who runs the Suicide Squad. They're basically an expendable group that she puts together to, and, if one of them dies, they're villains. She doesn't care. They're just soldiers, and if they do what she says, they get early, release or some type of freedom. So she'll probably be the main antagonist, getting them to go on some kind of crazy mission. A lot of people think it's to capture the Joker, since he's not really part of the Suicide Squad, but for some reason he's in the movie. So that's what a lot of people theorize. But any other thoughts on this trailer, fellas?
No. You mentioned Deadpool. There's a petition going around that they want to change to a PG-13 version of it. Do you agree with that? Do you
That's
know much
insane.
about Deadpool?
That's insane. Don't we have enough? I mean, I saw a meme. What are the Avengers for? Deadpool. This is for the fans that have been reading comics their whole lives since they were little kids, and they still enjoy them as adults, and they want to enjoy the films as adults.
Yeah, I was reading some 8-year-old kid started a petition for a PG-13 version, but I mean that's not Deadpool.
So he can't see it,
That's not who he is.
I mean, he can wait. We need these movies to keep kicking. Start bringing them out like they're doing with these last couple releases with the new, Suicide Squad and Deadpool, because we've had all that stuff before. Back to the Chris Reeves Batman. Or Superman, my bad. And, they've all been, pretty campy up until now. Now we want to see a superhero just cut somebody's head off. Yeah. Besides Blade. Blade was bad. But, most people don't even know Blade was a superhero. This is real deal. We're getting it full on now, folks.
Whoa. There's a lot of Blade fans out there, Tom.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't know that Blade's even a comic book hero. A lot of people you tell that to, they're like, what? But
Wesley Snipes.
This is out there, yeah. They know who Wesley Snipes is, but other than that, anything else, fellas? Well, we will move right along. In other news, Terminator gets kicked off Paramount's schedule and replaced by the new Zac Efron Baywatch movie. I mean, can this franchise get its head above water? Pun there. Baywatch. Come on, anybody? No. Okay, fine.
I could care less about Terminator. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not a fan of the series.
From what I heard, it was supposed to be getting a second release because it did, well overseas. A lot of I think it did good in the Chinese market and a couple others, but it got shredded here at home. So I don't know. I mean, like they said, indefinitely being moved back. They didn't give it. I don't think they gave a date when it's supposed to be coming up. But you get replaced with the Baywatch film. You're a Terminator. You're one of the biggest franchises in the world, and you're getting kicked off for the I mean, that's gotta hurt.
One of the biggest franchises in the world for one movie. What is it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it goes to what? Terminator 1, who
Look,
gives a
Right.
Terminator 3, who the hell cares?
I know.
And then Terminator 4, yeah,
But
what was
you-
that one?
but
and then,
let's
there's
agree-
Terminator 2,
Let's
Tom.
agree that Terminator 2 is one of the best movies
Then
of
there's-
all time.
And then there's Terminator 2, Judgment Day. That is
Amazing
Terminator.
film.
That is Terminator.
Everywhere you go, everybody
Nothing else
loves that
matters at
movie.
this point.
But it has so much potential, but they just keep botching it. I have a buddy at work from Bosnia, and him and his buddies love that movie. He'd come up to me and he said, I'd ask him what his favorite movie was. He's like, back in Bosnia, I really like the second Terminator movie. It was really good. I was like, yeah, that's good. He's like, yes, the third one, it was bullshit. It was I was like, yeah, I hear you.
Very, very bad.
Yeah, but it's just sad. It's just like seeing a buddy that's just getting too old and he can't get back in the ring and he keeps trying, but he just keeps getting knocked down, and it's a sad thing. But
It all revolves around Schwarzenegger, really, too. I mean,
yeah,
the prime of his time. That's going to be. It was just a great script as well,
right.
with a great villain. Just everything about the movie was great.
It was, and he just had such a look in that
Yeah,
second
we can
one.
go. We can go on a all-day script about how great that movie was. And all
Yeah,
the
the
good things
second
about
one,
it.
nobody dismisses that when he comes
Robert-
in.
Robert Patrick, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's badass. He might be head over shoulders, best villain of all time.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but he really did pull off that part really well, and he did make a pretty menacing villain. And that scene where he's like taking the body of his mother, and
Oh, you like that? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you just see her throw her arm over and looks over, and freaking blades through the dad's head. That was an awesome scene. But have y'all seen the newest Terminator Genesis, whatever you want to call it?
With Amelia Clark, right?
Yeah, old Game of Thrones lady.
No, I skipped out on that one.
And I understand that. My dad is a huge Terminator fan, and he wanted to watch it with somebody, and I watched it with him, and he didn't think it was the best, but I will say it was built for Terminator fans. It was like how they did The Force Awakens, but a little more poorly executed. There was a lot of they were going all over the place with this time travel thing, and it got confusing, and then it didn't make sense at points, but it was, it had, the T-1000, and it had Arnie come back, and it had old Arnie come back. It had 3 Arnies in this movie at least, but it was made for the fans, just, not very well executed. James Cameron apparently loved it.
Did he?
He was singing the praises of this movie before it came out.
Of course he does. He's going to continue to, embrace and encourage these horrible movies.
Yeah, 'cause
so his movie can be the best.
Because he gets back to the rights not too long from now, right? Yeah, it ain't too long. He'll get back to rights, so maybe he just wants to keep blood in the franchise.
Maybe.
So the dog that he's nursing back to health won't be as wounded. It won't have all its legs cut off. Maybe just one.
He's got Avatar.
Yeah.
He's got Avatar to worry about, though.
Right, he's worrying about Avatar now, but he'll be back for his franchise. Mark my words. But I think that's all we got for that, right? Y'all ready to move on?
Yeah.
Just you're gonna cut this part out. I don't know. It's kind of sexy. Maybe you should leave it in.
The late night hour with Big Tom.
Yeah. Well, our first big discussion of the night is favorite Joker. Now, this could be your Joker from the movies, the Heath Ledger, the video games, or the comics, TV shows. Just which one hits you the best and you think did the most justice to the character? Because let's talk, this is one of the most popular characters in pop culture. But who do you think did him the best? Who sculpted that out the best? Charles, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll go first this time. I'm going to pick Jack
Nicholson.
the Ripper Nicholson.
Excellent choice.
And we were talking about this this kind of thing with the 90s. It's kind of a a campy feel.
It was 80s, Charles.
And a twist,
Late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah. Well, I was just referencing
Okay, what they were going
that
to. I see.
era and how the acting was back then. He's my favorite character just because he's Jack Nicholson as well. I mean, I'm kind of biased towards that.
He sold it. He wasn't like, he got paid a lot for this role, but he wasn't like Marlon Brando as Jarrell. He worked for his money.
And when you go with the Joker, what do you go with? You go with that smile.
That smile, yeah.
You go with that grinchy smile. And that dude,
demeanor.
That dude's smile is so fiendishly creepy.
He didn't even need the prosthetics.
He really didn't. You could have. That was him, ladies and gentlemen. That was him with a little bit of makeup.
Yeah, and just the add-ins that he did, like this town needs an enema. It was all great. It really was, and it really spoke of the character.
I'm not going to say that Heath Ledger, for the ones who are out there who are going to say that one, was crazy. But this Joker, he wasn't quite as crazy.
Yeah, he was more
He had more of a
mob
head
boss
on him, I'd
than
say.
psychopath.
Yeah. He wanted the money. He wanted everything.
Yeah, he wanted the power versus a dog chasing a car.
Right.
But I do love this Joker has a special place in my heart. I'm almost certain it's the first one I ever saw. When I saw that movie when I was a kid, I was just in love with it, and just that performance did it. Just when he's giggling, when he's taking the bandages off his face, and he breaks the mirror, it's just brilliant. All of it's brilliant.
And it's tough to kind of watch the new ones and kind of go back to that if you hadn't seen that film with Jack Nicholson before. If you watch The Dark Knight and then watch this one, it's going to be tough.
Right.
For a lot of fans to go back and choose Jack Nicholson as a
right.
better
You're
Joker.
saying, he did it first, and, he had a lot, to set the foundation for.
Yes.
And a lot of people still to this day
Yes.
draw from that performance.
And that's the way you got to look at it. You got to look at it chronologically.
I agree. I mean, if you go way back to Cesar Romero, he didn't even shave his mustache for the part. You have nothing between that time span. He was the first one who brought it. And I don't think there's any there's caricatures of Joker beforehand, but this one was the one that set it off. And I agree. Bernard, you know anything about this Joker?
I know his Joker can't lace the boots of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh,
I
is
know
that
one.
right?
Chaz, have you seen The Dark Knight? Have you even watched the film?
Of course.
And you're telling me
My favorite series is Batman's. I want to say that. I do like these.
The Nolans.
The Nolans.
Fantastic.
And you're telling me that Jack Nicholson, great actor, his Joker was better than Heath Ledger's?
If we're talking about what's closer to the core content, what this character is.
No.
written down.
In the comics, whatever it is, Joker is not a money-loving mobster. He is a mad dog chasing a car. He's all about the anarchy.
Well, he played that part, and I in playing devil's advocate, arguing against Heath Ledger's Joker.
I don't see how you
'Cause
can. How can anyone argue
But
against?
when you got that scene where he's like, "You want me to chop you up and feed you to your pooches?" That sounds like a whole lot like a mob boss to me. I put him in a lot of the same category, and I think that Ledger brought it a little more. He amped up that side with giving Foss origin stories, a bunch of his victims. He did kick it up a notch, but
Look, Heath Ledger, in a lot of people's opinion, gave one of the best acting performances
no doubt,
ever.
no doubt.
And who's to say if Heath Ledger doesn't die, that the whole trilogy is based on the Joker? It was that good. They could have carried it through there.
And I'm sure they would have. And I know it damaged the franchise when he died. His performance, most people think that is what killed him. He got too deep into that character, into that psychosis.
You read about how much of the stuff he did was ad-libbed or was improv, and it's just amazing how it came out.
It was brilliant. Charles, what do you think about the Heath Ledger Joker?
I'm not going to, for the sake of this cast, I'm going to argue it, but
For the sake of the cast.
folks, he did a great job, and the man, he really liked being on camera. You can just see it the way he acted.
He owned every bit of that
yeah,
space.
when it's just like the little things when he sticks his head out the window as they're going down the highway.
Oh, isn't that brilliant?
You like
Yeah.
that when he's
just like a dog?
he's got the fresh makeup on. He's just loving life.
Definitely.
I like
He genuinely looks and acts insane.
Right. He does have a lot of the elements. I'd say he's like 99% there. But I'm going to tell you, both of you guys, that the number one best portrayal of the Joker
Dum, dum, dum.
was in the game Arkham Origins. Asylum City was great, and I know I'm going to be crucified for this one, but if you go back to the Arkham Origins, and I don't think either one of you fellas have played this, so I'll probably be running solo on this one.
Give it to us, Tom.
But it's, you know, when he's starting out and, you know, he's punking Batman. Batman's like, who is this creature? He's in a bake heist. He goes in, there's bodies everywhere that he's just played with and mutilated. And he's just so sadistic. And, you know, the character design, you know, you got to give it to these guys. They made how he looks perfect. Just his skin, just how it's not porcelain, but it's not skin. It's a mixture in between, and his eyes, just his pupils just scream rage and madness. And even though you know that he, you know, outwardly is a clown, on the inside he's just screaming in madness. And just there's parts where you get to play as his origin, and it's all brilliant. And the best part is when he comes in contact with Bane. Also, the best Bane ever been portrayed either. And Bane aims, spoilers, Bane, you know, is aiming at this guy to kill him with a rocket launcher. And the Joker sees the rocket coming at him to blow him into pieces, and he just holds his arms out. He's like, if this is it, I've had my fun. I've done what I wanted to do. I showed these people what I think it means to, you know, to live on this planet, to be, you know, to not follow, you know, the day-to-day schedule. The Joker is madness incarnate. That's what he is, and that is what this Joker portrayed. He didn't care about anything but making a name, making, you know, people understand, you know, what he is, you know, and what he's there for. And again, spoilers, he gets knocked off that roof, and as he's plummeting to the ground, he's okay with it. He's okay with it. And, you know, like I said, he's done. He's finished. He did what he wanted to do, but then the Batman, of course, as selfless as he is, comes out of nowhere and saves him. And this baffles him to such a degree. He can't fathom, you know, all the things that he's done just in the few short days that he's been active in Gotham. Why would anybody, no matter how selfless, save him? And you can just see, you know, in his face, you know, the bewilderment. Why would this character do this? And he tells Batman straight up, you know, he's got a gun to his head. He's like, why would you save me? Why would you do this? And then he, in Joker fashion, mows down two of his men right there. He said, those were bad guys, you know. We kill bad guys. Why would you save me? And, you know, it was the first time that you see Batman in doubt. And it's hard for me to say this. It really is. I'm going to hold it together, folks. It just touched me in such a way, you know, that this character... Take over for a second, Bernard. Oh
man. You all right there, Tom?
I'm gonna make it.
Arkham Origins. That's the one that Mark Hamill set out, right?
Yes, it was Troy Baker.
And a lot of people, when they think animated Joker, they think Mark Hamill, which they should. I mean, obviously you love that Joker. Do you love the voice acting as well?
Oh yes, I mean he nailed it, and I have more respect than anybody from Mark Hamill and all the animated series. But you know, a lot of people just want to maybe crap on Troy Baker's performance because
it's not Mark Hamill.
Right, just because it's not Mark Hamill. That's the only, like, you know, who they get next for Han Solo. And excuse me for being so emotional over this topic. I know it's insane to some to think.
I'm sitting next to a 300-pound man who
weeping about these fictional characters. It's baffling. I know.
I thought he was laughing. I looked to my left. His eyes are red and there's something.
But my point I was trying to make before I got emotional was...
Well, that's how you know you're passionate about something.
Right. You see that Batman doubts himself for a moment because this character... this strong-willed individual, in the first time in his life...
Are you giving a eulogy, Tom?
is coming into contact with some vicious evil. And they bring him back to Crime Alley, and he has a flashback because he's trying to remember why he does this. He's trying not to let the Joker get to him, and you see that he genuinely did, and no other villain in history can do this. All right, I think we got it out. Oh, Charles saved me.
Too good.
This is poetry. This is
high
poetry.
quality. It's podcast, I know, but and I knew I was gonna break up on that part. I knew it because just go play it, folks. And if you don't cry, then you're some kind of freakish alien or something. You don't have a heart. When you see Batman doubt himself and doubt what he's been doing, what he's been, trying to accomplish, it's just so powerful. Just go play the game, folks.
That's all we're asking. Just play the damn
just
game.
play the game. Should we move on?
I think it's best for everyone.
Just give me that win, fellas. Just give me that win.
1 point for Tom.
All right, let's see what we got next. That was a tough one.
If you can't tell, Batman's affected many lives, but I don't know anybody more than our friend Tom here.
No doubt. Anyway, second topic. Charles, you'll like this one. What's next for Call of Duty? Oh. Now, we've had World War II. We've had Modern Warfare. We've had, future tech. Where does it go after Black Ops 3?
Now.
It's getting insane. Let's be honest.
Now, I'm here to tell you, folks, it's going to the Revolution.
Okay, so you think they're going
Think
back.
Assassin's Creed shooter game. How awesome is that? Am I the only one excited for that?
So you got your musket, right?
By the way, folks, this is not actually a game that's coming out. It's just a
this is your
outlook.
interpretation.
Yes, of what I
You're
hope.
insane, Charles. I can see where they would have, a good concept for it, but as far as executing it, how are they gonna, how do they pull that off? I don't understand.
Yeah, I feel like it would be hard to do because a lot of hardcore Call of Duty fans are they're run and gun. They're like fast paced,
right.
They can make it.
You
work.
more than anyone, Charles.
Now, I'm not
definitely.
a fan of the futuristicness. I hope they go back to World War II or even the Revolution would be cool. It's just that how would you be original? You could have different outfits and stuff, but you could have a musket, a pistol, and a knife. I just don't see what else you could do.
You can't put a lot into it.
They
They
can
would
make
have
it
to
work.
completely redo their whole system. It would be tough.
No, I hope you're right. I'm not saying that. I don't see it happening, at least as far as like the online mode goes.
It'd be a tough one. It would be a tough one to pull off. Let's just agree on that, Charles.
Yeah, but I'd be happy if they went to Vietnam or anything around the World War II. I'm so tired of these jetpacks and running off walls.
Yeah, it's gotten really insane.
No, 5 years ago that idea sounded awesome. And then with Titanfall and Call of Duty, it's burning me out.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of maybe the younger kids, maybe like from 14 to 18, maybe like that stuff. But I know most of the, hardcore fans are tired of this futuristic, running on walls. And yeah, it's a neat concept to do a couple times. But, last couple games, Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 have both been futuristic. And I think they need to, there's other timelines to explore. Bernard, is there any that come to mind for you?
Timelines?
Yeah, maybe any wars or... like maybe Korea which would be a hot topic right now.
Right. Like I just said,
We're
Vietnam.
keeping politics out
I
of
don't
here,
think
folks.
they've done Vietnam, have they? Or was that?
Well, Black Ops 1 was Vietnam.
Was
wasn't
it? I really don't know. I'm a fan of I know they've done it. It's been done 1,000 times. I'm not a fan of the World War II era.
I know. A lot of
Who
people
isn't?
are calling for that. A lot of people are calling for World War II. That's just one of the most interesting times in history, and there's a lot of different variations on weapons and just a lot you can do.
They could do World War II again. There's so many different, battles, so many different time frames in that war. They could do it again. And just pick and choose your battles. They left some bit. What was it? The Battle of Tersk, one of the biggest tank battles I believe ever. That wasn't part of it. That would be cool to reenact.
Yeah, I mean, eventually
Strictly
they
in
got to run
campaign
out,
mode.
right? I mean, they're going to do them all eventually. I mean, they got one of these games coming out every year. I mean, there's only so many timelines you can pull
Yeah,
from.
going back to my thought, let's think about this.
Okay,
Think-
let's go
think-
back to not the Civil War,
Have an
which would be
open
a
mind.
good idea. Revolutionary War.
Open up your lungs. You're just.
I mean,
some
but how
vapor.
would you customize the weapons? I mean, it would be very, it'd be very limited to what a lot of people
To
like.
keep it realistic, yeah, I don't see it.
And like, would you just line up with all your other buddies and just march towards each other? One of y'all playing the drums, and then one of you gets
Okay,
freaking
gentlemen,
blasted into pieces with a musket. I don't see
Yeah,
it,
it
Charles.
comes with the Rock Band drum set.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. They can make it work. They always make these things work. What do you think that you can reload an M16 at the rate to reload those things? Come on.
Right, but it's a little bit closer. You get shot in a musket and your character dies from gangrene.
Not what you
Think Turok. Think Turok. So many weapons this guy has. He's right. He's an Indian. Think the frontier. Okay, Cowboys versus Indians kind of thing.
Yeah, I will tell you this, Charles. I do think if they really, really put everything into it, they could do it well.
Which
and
they
I
could.
would prefer to even see a bad version of this than another, futuristic
too.
space one.
Me too.
I would take the revolutionary musket, Gatling gun type, war over another one.
Put it this way though, they're going to be rogue warriors. They're not going to be guys in red suits. It's going to be the Patriot kind of battles here.
It's just with Call of Duty being such a cash cow, I think they're going to put out what works, what they know every 13-year-old in America is going to want for Christmas and they're going to get. So I've never thought that Call of Duty has taken enough time or put enough effort in there. They're just going to push whatever they can out.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed, you could argue that was not geared at all towards younger.
Well, no one's
generations.
debating for Assassin's Creed. We're talking about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Charles. Focus.
I'm just saying, a really, really big franchise, Assassin's Creed, they could easily, trade their mindset on a Call of Duty.
Well, I got it interesting for you. I think maybe they should go to like the 90s, like Desert Storm, like Gulf War stuff.
They've been there.
And you could, well, I mean, not recently. In what game?
Desert.
I know there was a Desert Storm game. I don't remember there being a Call of Duty.
It was the one after Modern Warfare, or I'm sorry, Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
What was it after Black Ops
Modern
2?
Warfare 3? Or no?
Black Ops 2 was in the 80s, sir.
The one after
If
that.
they,
you said.
I'm
The
just
one
saying,
after Black Ops 2.
if they went to another Black Ops game, which we all love more than any other of the, I like it more than Modern Warfare or any of the other ones. If they did another Black Ops, they could do a prequel, or something like that, and they bring the characters back in the 90s. And you go and Fidel Castro would still be around. Him and Mason know each other.
I
And
forget what
I thought it was
what
cool.
game it is, but they have done that. It's.
I thought it was cool how JFK. How you could be part of maybe a Clinton regime. Like you could play as Monica Lewinsky and go into Clinton's office and blow him. Press X to insert cigar here. I think. Before they did any other ones, I think they could get away with doing something like that.
Press X to avoid impeachment.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That would be awesome. We can at least agree on that. That, or I go towards more Civil War. But other than that, like I said, they're running out of topics.
Agreed. It's making a little money, but they do need to change quickly.
All right, next. I got caught up there.
Are you past the?
It's tough.
Are you past the
Mostly.
moment there?
I know. Baffling, I know. I felt like Kevin Smith. He always balls on his podcast like a big baby, and it just makes me crack up so much every time. It's like, what a I don't know, but I love him. But all right. All right, next, folks, we're going to talk about Oscars, our favorite wins, and maybe some snubs. And I think Bernard's got a game he wants to play. Is that right, Bernard?
Yeah, I'm reading over the list, and there's a couple of, like, when you look at the movie list and wow, that did not win an Oscar, and then you look at the year and like, oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Since we're young kids and we weren't around when most of these movies were made, it's just fun to, go back at these legendary movies we thought for sure won that year. I understand, but Any in particular, Bernard?
Yeah, maybe you were talking earlier, so I'll give the first one to Chaz.
All right.
Okay.
Chaz, the year 1994.
Forrest Gump.
Well, duh.
The Tom Hanks, of course.
We knew that one, Bernard. Give something a little more juicy.
Hold on. I was just going to say.
Shawshank Redemption was out that year.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Go
And
ahead.
they got
Seth.
beat.
Yeah, it's just.
You're
it's,
talking to some film fans here,
it's
Bernard.
crazy to know that you look at the non-winners, Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption, in the
Yeah.
same year. Those two were in the same
I
year.
mean,
and
you
they
know,
both
any
lost
of those three movies out, any
Shawshank,
other years,
if I may,
they would have got it.
Shawshank didn't even break the budget. They did not make the money back, I believe.
They didn't break
You
even.
can Google it, but
I don't know, Charles.
it took that film a while to get going. A while, just to let you guys know. And now
I know Tom Hanks passed up that part to play in the show.
you're correct, and so did another one of our guys, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, yep.
He was going to play
Affleck.
Red, I believe.
And
Another guy, Kevin Costner, was going to play, I believe, Red too.
yeah,
Those
a
two
lot,
guys.
lot of people for both of them.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
Freeman, and then I forget Mr. Dufresne. Tom Cruise maybe in the mix. Thank
I
God.
think so. I think
he
so.
wasn't.
But yeah, it was a big year. A lot of great movies out that year, and I personally like Shawshank more than Forrest Gump. I would have liked, but I understand why Forrest Gump won. It's both of them are powerful stories.
Yeah, it's really an unbelievable film. It was. It still is. It's just it hits you.
All right, Bernard, hit me with one. Hit me with a spicy one.
Do you want one?
Hit me with a spicy.
Do you
one.
want one? He says.
Do I want one? Yes.
All right, Tom. The year is 1995. We're at the Oscars, and here are the nominees.
Go ahead.
We got Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson. We got Apollo 13, one of Chaz's favorites, right, Chaz?
Yes.
We got Babe, everyone's favorite.
Babe was great. We can agree.
And we got Sense and Sensibility, Tom. These are the nominees. Who gets the Oscar?
Braveheart, no doubt.
No doubt about it.
Mel killed it. He directed.
Chaz, who gets the Oscar in your opinion?
You know what? I think I might have seen this before, and I think I actually know. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say Babe.
Wrong. It was Mel Gibson.
Babe, ooh.
It was Braveheart. I'm certain of
Screw
it. Go ahead and
Mel.
tell him how wrong he is. Yes, good.
Hopefully
Yes.
it's not Apollo 13, or I'm going to be embarrassed.
And the
I
card
know he won Best Actor, if I'm not mistaken.
and the Oscar goes to Braveheart
Look
for
at y'all.
best film
Look at
of
good.
1995.
Excellent.
What,
Excellent.
what are your guys' opinions on Braveheart?
I watched it. I remember I watched this because it was such a. I watched this on 12/21/12, folks. When
Oh, wow.
the world was apparently in it. And I said, well, I gotta get Braveheart in, right? I gotta see that before I die, right?
Freedom.
But yeah, I liked it. It was it's an interesting story about William Wallace. I hear the actual story is way far off, but it was well done, and nobody does pain like Mel. Can we agree on that? At least that fact.
He is a very emotional actor, very good actor.
Bernard, you want to take us to another one?
Yeah, let's go back a couple years. Let's go to the 64th annual Oscars.
Which year would that be?
This would be 1991, just a few years prior.
Okay.
We have some big titles on this one. We got Silence of the Lambs, one of the all-time greats. We got Beauty and the Beast, Disney version. Bugsy, JFK, and The Prince of Tides. Now, there's only really a couple on here that I would guess. Tom, which one are you going to choose?
Well, there's no doubt it was Silence of the Lambs. I mean, that movie just killed it in every way, literally and figuratively.
That is the only movie out of that list that has stood up. Now, did it win? I do not know. That would be my guess.
So we're both unanimous on Silence of the Lambs.
That is correct. Seth.
The Oscar went to Silence of the Lambs.
I'm 2 for 2, sugar.
I think everyone would have chosen that. Everyone's seen that movie.
Bernard, you got another one for us lined up?
Yeah, let's go back to the year prior. All right.
90.
1990. We have
Goodfellas.
Well, Goodfellas is on there, yes. We also have Patrick Swayze in Ghost. We have The Godfather Part 3. And we have Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner.
F. I thought it was when I opened my big mouth and said, Goodfellas, I thought that was it. But when you mentioned, Dances with Wolves, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and go against my gut and say Dances with Wolves.
No love for the Swayze?
No.
Toss
No.
up. It's a toss up. I could not see that film getting Best Picture. I mean,
Swayze.
I can't believe he got nominated.
Well, Ghost. It's
Well, the
touched a
entire
lot of
movie, those
people.
three, actors. Who you got? You got Swayze, you got Whoopi, and you got Demi Moore. Right?
Dude, at the end, when those like freaking ghost people came and dragged that dude away, that was horrifying.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It touched you. Yeah. It did everything it's supposed to do. A nominee is supposed to do. But I'm gonna guess The Godfather Part 3.
And the Oscar goes to Dances with Wolves.
Oh, I'm 3 for 3, Charles. You suck so hard, Charles.
Shut up, Tom. You went against your gut. Like you said, that big old gut.
Well, I heard.
Oh.
I just remembered somewhere in there that I thought Goodfellas won. I knew it came out that year, but
Great movie.
I'm a film fan.
I would say that movie is the one that withstood time. Goodfellas. All right.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
mean, they show Ghost on AMC every now and then.
Yeah, they give Ghost a performance, and Patrick Swayze, he was great.
Yeah.
And
Say
it was
what you
sad
will.
to see him go.
It really was. He great fitness guy.
But Kevin Costner, he put everything he had into that movie. His performance, all the money he had. Had that movie flopped, we would never see him in another movie, which for a lot of people would be a great thing.
Yep.
But I like him. I'll give him his props, and he really brought it that year.
Which,
no
by
doubt.
the way, Kevin Costner decided to go and shoot Waterworld instead of taking the role of Andy Dufresne.
Baffling. That's another
Isn't
one.
it?
Are we gonna name them all off tonight?
Yeah.
Freaking Tim Robbins was like, so, how many people you go through before you got to me? Well, I mean,
Well, to be
it's
honest
easier to
with
say
you.
how many people we didn't.
Yeah, actually, I called some guy from Hollywood, the B movie.
Yeah. I mean, poor guy, but he killed it. But
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have it any different.
Yep, that's the only movie he needed.
Yeah. All right,
Truly.
Bernard, you got another one lined up for us.
Yeah,
Give me a tough one this time. I'm 3 for 3.
Oh, tough one. All right. We'll
All
do
right,
19
one more.
We'll go to the year before Y2K. We'll do 1999.
Okay.
All right, we have some big titles here. We got The Sixth Sense.
This is an easy one. I'm sorry, people, but we all know it. Go ahead,
I'm
Seth.
pretty sure.
We got The Insider. We got The Green Mile. The Cider House Rules and American Beauty.
All good films. This is actually harder than I thought it was.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. Because I
thought
know this one, big
and
boy.
When he said, Sixth Sense, I immediately went there. But then he said The Green Mile, and then he said American Beauty.
A lot of good films that year.
There's no doubt. I thought that was the year of freaking, Batman and Robin and all that crap, and Godzilla. But
Don't.
Chaz's guilty pleasure, but nobody else thinks so. Anyways, I'm gonna go with against my gut. I probably would have said American Beauty, but I'm gonna go with The Sixth Sense.
Well, Tom, you should have stood with the first one.
No.
Because that's the answer.
No.
American Beauty.
Chaz is on the board.
Oh, yeah. I knew it.
I like that film. It's a very weird film, but
F.
you got Spacey. You
Kevin
do his thing.
Spacey, I couldn't tell you how many times throughout my life he's trumped me. And this is another
The
one.
Academy loves that guy. Jesus. Man, they love him. He does something right.
He is talented.
Yeah.
He is talented. Lex Luthor aside, he's talented. All right, Bernard.
You want to wrap it up with one a little more recent, and then
I mean, like I said,
Let's see if I can get on a streak here. We can, kind of push it to a game 7.
go back. Go back.
going back. All right, let's go to the year 1975. Is that what y'all want?
Cool.
That's good enough.
Let's do it.
1975. All right. The nominees are, we got Jaws first off, right?
Okay.
Mm.
We got Jaws. We got Nashville, Dog Day Afternoon,
Uh-huh.
Barry Lyndon, and everyone's favorite One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's always been in my top 5 for sure. Jaws 2, though. I'm going to give it to Jaws.
Charles, let's see what you can do.
I'm going to go Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay. Bernard, the results.
Looks like old Chaz is making a run.
Wow, no way. I thought for sure. I thought
No?
that was Spielberg's first Oscar or whatever.
Cuckoo's Nest took it over Jaws.
Well, I'm happy. I actually probably would prefer that, but because I love that movie.
The score won awards, I know, Tom, for sure.
Right,
Yeah,
of course.
I-
With John
I
Williams,
think
right?
some more stuff, too.
Yeah.
I just can't remember all the awards.
One flew, the whole thing with the fact that Chief is so much bigger
Oh, yeah.
physically, but he always tells him, he's like, "You're bigger than me."
Yeah.
It had a lot going. I'm
beautiful
not gonna
movie.
cry over it like Batman.
I love I love the scene that when they're in the lobby in the nursery and they're watching the fake Dodgers game.
Oh wow, isn't that amazing?
That scene, oh baby,
You know where
that really gets me going. That's emotionally.
where
I
he's just
cried.
telling this nurse, "You're not gonna get to me, no matter how much you try to throw your authority around. I am in charge in here, not you."
Yes.
It's got a lot to say.
Yeah,
That
it's such
film.
a sad ending.
No, it's
I
got
know.
such a tragic ending, but so right, you know. And you go out of that movie and you just feel like death, but you know, you understand, you know, and you appreciate why it had to go in that direction.
The famous doctor.
Statement. The famous, you know, you make sure to
This is Dr. Williams, Doctor the famous Dr. Styler. Whatever.
Dr. Charlie Cheswick.
Oh, okay. Let's go back 3 years to 2009.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Well, 3 years from the.
Yeah, you did
All
say
right,
3
4
years.
years. Okay. Anyway, 2009.
Wow.
2009. Okay. All right, Tom.
Let's do it.
We got Up, your personal favorite.
Everybody knows this.
We have Up. We have Up in the Air. Inglorious Bastards. We got A Serious Man. We have Precious, based on the novel Push. We have An Education. The Blind Side. District 9. The Hurt Locker. And the Elephant in the Room, Avatar.
You're killing me,
The
Bernard.
elephant
You're
room.
killing me.
Go ahead, Tom. I think I know this one.
Let's go with Up. F.
Ooh. Sticking with the hometown team. Okay, Chaz.
I'm going with The Hurt Locker.
F.
And it's 3 up with the Hurt Locker.
Oh, wow.
This is the sound of me getting excited.
All right, should we
Chill out.
do one final
Charles.
question for
You're
winner
not
takes
as
all?
cool as you think you are. Yeah, tiebreaker.
Let's go to 2007. All right, 2007. Okay. All right. We have There Will Be Blood, Michael Clayton, Juno, everyone's favorite, Atonement, and No Country for Old Men.
Ooh.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Charles, I'm going to let you go first.
Best
Okay.
picture of the year 2000 for all the marbles.
There Will Be Blood. I know Mr. Lewis won. I do not know if it also won
Best Picture.
I do not. Read them one more time, Seth, please.
There Will Be Blood, Michael Clayton, Juno, Atonement, and No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men.
Mr. Tom?
Unfortunately, fighting brevity in this certain situation, I'm going to go with the Coens also and say No Country for Old Men. I'm almost certain of it.
It looks like we're going to round 3. It is No Country for Old Men. All right, we're going to the millennium, 2000. All right, we got the nominees. Aaron Brockovich, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Traffic, Chocolate, and Gladiator.
There's very few of these movies I like. My vote is in.
Go ahead, Tom.
And what is Gladiator? Charles?
I also picked that.
Oh, F. We're never going to end this thing.
Okay, all right, we'll do one more win, lose, or draw, 1992.
Let's do it.
All right, we have Unforgiven, The Crying Game, A Few Good Men, Howard's End, and Scent of a Woman. Win, lose, or draw.
My vote is in.
So's mine. I don't know. I do not think it's right, but
We both answered. Apparently, we both tied on A Few Good Men again. I almost won A Scent of a Woman, which I think should have won.
so Tom picks Few Good Men. I pick Scent of a Woman.
Chaz, I know you're trying to.
Oh, wait.
I know you guys are trying to snake each other, but you're both wrong. It was Unforgiven.
Oh. We suck.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna call this one a draw. We don't want to keep
All right.
everyone.
For the sake of brevity, folks. But this will be settled in time. In time. As he's carrying him to his grave.
What did he say? What did Yoda say? What was Yoda's
he
final
got on
words?
Luke's lightsaber.
Tom's been up for nearly 24 hours, so he's a little giggly
I've been
now.
up a long time, folks.
Hang on, I'm gonna find Yoda's final words. We gotta reset it.
Yoda
From where?
solicits
Final
Luke.
words. Final words of Yoda. Already.
He's on his deathbed. He's like, it's been like 600 years, dude. Before I go, just touch it. What a solemn send off for you and Yoda in this pod.
It's just green penis.
Looks like, okay, master.
I mean, I guess we can always
We'll cut
say
it there.
say
Cut
together.
the print. Come on, that was gold. Just I admit it.
I mean, do you all want to pick up next week? I mean, Jesus.
We got gold here. We got gold. That's gold. Anybody that hears that is gonna laugh.
Why don't we just cut this?
Print.